Good evening, everyone. The weather is nice and cooler than before, and since the lockdown, there has been a decrease in the air pollution, as we can see. We can hear birds chirping around us, and it feels as if the nature is regenerating itself. It has become the perfect time for celebrating Earth Day today.
We can see animals walking on the streets, birds singing, and there is a huge reduction of noise pollution and air pollution. It is so peaceful for the mother nature to finally be revealed of the pain that we humans have been putting in for so many years.
Due to this lockdown, a lot of people are understanding the concept of sustainability and safeguarding our environment. It has taught us how to use the limited resources sustainably without exploiting the environment. For now, we are in a state where we have to be maintained at a certain level for as long as is wanted.
In today's session, we will discuss about how we were before this lockdown with our limited resources and unlimited wants.
People are not actually causing a lot of pollutions in the environment.
How do you think being sustainable at home?
Nowadays, we are not going college due to COVID, so we are in our home, and we are very doing by sustainably. We are using newspaper instead of papers. We give newspapers to other person and we sell. But now we are using in our course. We can do like pattern making. We can make patterns from it.
Have so much of carbon emissions, I feel, because of that a lot of carbon footprint. Because of that, the environment itself is regenerating.
How can you be sustainable when you work in?
First we have to understand what is sustainable work. Sustainable work means achieving living and working conditions that support people engaging with and remaining in work throughout an extended working life. Work must be transformed to eliminate the factors that discourage or hinder workers from staying in or entering the workforce. So, what do you think some of the working conditions might have been for the workers and laborers?
So the workers nowadays have been working a lot harder than they were before, but according to their work, according to the ratio of the work they are putting into the industry, they are getting a very low wage rate. We had gone for an excursion in Nobogram for seeing how the handloom works, and we've seen that the lint that is produced while the garment is made, that is actually very hazardous for if you inhale it. So they are in constant hazards while they are working in the industry, and plus they are putting themselves into such a hazard, and then also they are not getting paid. So that is actually a very big thing they are facing.
Dull environment they work on, that's not at all bright, and also their working condition, they work around 16 to 17 hours and 7 days a week. Feel that they didn't get the perfect wage rate, so they also don't want their future generation to work in the same line. And so I feel that this Indian craft, our craft is can fade away. So I feel that we should encourage them.
Agree to what you're saying, because poor working conditions can include things like inadequate space utilization. I mean, employees, workers, or laborers, they also need space to work so that they're comfortable, and they also can remain productive.
There are many workers who have to go to work to feed their families. They are unaware of the implications that can affect their health while they are using such chemical dyes without wearing protective gear. Most of them are also unaware of the harsh effects of these chemicals they are working with. Okay, so some of the conditions which they suffer from include heart diseases, and they have got cancer in factory workers, hormone problems, asthma, etc. Can you imagine working for 12 hours a day with jaundice? What do you think about it?
And that's the main pillar of our fashion industry. So they have to have a good life, but how they paid, and sometimes they are paid like twice in a year. So they don't have that much money to cope up with their life. We have to treat them better, because if they don't have money, they will be going to poverty, and they are not able to feed their family and taking care of their family on daily basis, and they will going through a lot of problems like health problems and economical problems.
What are your views about the environment in which we were living before the lockdown?
So the world turned out to be quite different. You can see the forecast from I think 1970, which foresaw a decline for mankind after the planet has been stripped of its resources, because we humans always want something more. Okay, so we have limited resources, but again we don't want to work around that resources.
So environmental conditions were, if anything, worse than before too. So as we know, most of the garment industries, they are located beside a water body. They need a lot of water for the production. So we can see that harbors from London to Bombay were choked in waste. So much smog enveloped cities and bloated gasoline released poisonous fumes into the air in vast quantities. On top of that, the fashion industry is one of the highest polluting industries, as you all know.
Yes, I do agree with that. And even imagine, like, I was reading the other day about the pollution level in Mumbai and Delhi, and it has drastically reduced. I mean, people were just commenting on Facebook and on social media that it has drastically reduced, and they have seen a clear sky, which they haven't seen in their lifetime.
Yes, actually. They can see the skyline. Yeah.
And they can see the skyline, which is like very like amazing, that how the nature actually regenerates itself so quickly and so marvelously when there is no human activity. Okay, I mean even with human activity, even if we talk about the fashion industry, there are sometimes when we wear a lot of things, but we don't know where does it come. I mean, imagine yourself wearing a denim. We all do most of the time. Now, the production of denims uses a lot of water. Large amount of greenhouse gases are released from the denim manufacturing processes. However, denim companies are trying to reduce these environmental consequences with their sustainable approach. Because if we don't understand the importance of sustainability, our future generation would not have anything. They would be stripped of every resources that we are using now.
Even for fabric dyeing, we can see where a lot of water is used for cleaning and washing processes. So when the dyeing process is complete, most textile companies, they dump this used water, which is not sustainable, and it affects the environment. Since the water is usually contaminated with the chemicals and heavy metals. So nowadays, a lot of companies are coming up with the concept of organic denims. So what do you think about it? Isn't this wonderful?
Even if you see that people are asking that what is this fabric, and is it organic? Is it not? If it's not, then what is the fabric, and how did you make it, and why the price points? Where basically the question, where who made my clothes, and where does it come from? Nowadays, consumers, people are more they are more conscious about what they are wearing, rather than before when you just go inside and I just like this and just pick it up and just buy it.
Now they are actually
Because,
conscious, like the process, for the process through which the denim was made, like what was the like condition of the workers.
So in this Earth Day, I can only hope that if we can take a small step towards this journey of having sustainable practices being used, I am certain that this would lead to a better tomorrow. And this celebration of Earth Day will be celebrated every day around the year, rather than just one day.
And also with a better work culture and sustainable practices, we can achieve the goals of sustainable working environment. I'm sure that this will not let any crop die in the near future. If we take care of our workers and laborers, we will all have a very bright future ahead of us.